welcome back to Movies Till Midnight. This is 90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair. I am joined in the studio by my lovely co-host. Oh, I should probably introduce myself first. I'm Danny Krastic. I'm behind the board today. I am joined by my three lovely co-hosts. Would you like to introduce yourselves to our probably three people who are listening at this late hour?
I'm Bryce Medard. Andrew Cooper.
Ella Duffy.
All right. So, how are we doing on this lovely day? Are we doing all right?
I'm feeling great. How about you guys?
I'm good. It's late. We're here. I'm a little tired. I had a play this weekend that I was in.
A play?
I was in Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice?
There's a movie for that. There's multiple movies for that.
There is.
Well, there's one movie. There's a spin-off movie called Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. And there's also a limited series on Hulu or something. So yeah, that's cool. Ella, how are you feeling?
I'm alright, a little tired, but you know, we're all here.
I see you got your Monster,
Oh yeah.
your beverage there to keep
Sipping
you
on that.
awake. Yeah, that's always good. Danny, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a pretty good weekend, and now I am here, and I don't have to get up super early this Monday. I actually get to sleep in a little bit, which is
Good for you.
which is very
You deserve
nice.
it.
Yeah, thank you. So, I'm trying to think of what we can talk, because we have a lot of things to talk about on today's shows. We got a lot of movie news happened, and a little bit of a preview for later in our show. We are going to be talking about our least favorite movies to kind of go with our last week's episode where we talked about our favorite movies. So, do we have anything to say before? I see on the list Andrew has something to talk about, it looks like.
Yeah.
Andrew, do you want to take it away?
So I finally saw Don't Worry, Darling.
And how was that?
It was okay. So here's the reason why I want to talk about this movie, because I was so excited to watch this movie. I was like, wow, this trailer looks pretty awesome. Harry Styles, I love his music. Olivia
Watermelon
Wilde,
Sugar Man.
Florence Pugh, Nick Kroll, Chris Pine. Super pumped for this, star-studded film. I was just ready for it, and it was a little underwhelming for me personally. I think that there was some really cool stuff happening. Like there was some really nice cinematography. It was good. Acting. Okay, let me break this down a little bit, because this is the main reason why I wanted to bring this up. First of all, Harry Styles. I'm not impressed. Harry, what the heck, man? I thought it was going to be a little bit better. I was telling Ella this before we were walking over here. Harry Styles, I was looking forward to, because in the trailer he looked like he was, they picked out the really good moments from Harry that he had in the trailer, and they put those in there. And that's why I was like, oh wow, maybe, just maybe, this singer is going to transition into acting. It's going to be really fun to watch him blossom in the industry. And there was a couple cringy moments for me, I think, where it was like, okay, he's trying too hard to act right now, and I'm a little bit not super pleased with this. Florence Pugh, I think she's one of those actors that's very good at like subtle acting, and I think she does a very good job here. This movie was just another one of those things where, I think that, yeah, she absolutely killed this movie. I think she did great. Olivia Wilde, I think she's more of like a rom-com actress. I haven't really seen anything from her.
She
really.
directed Booksmart.
Right, that was her first. That was
good.
her first movie, and yeah, and I think she was. I think she was okay. Like once again, like it was one of those things where it was like, all right, like yeah, like I mean, she was kind of a supporting role, so it was like. But then we got to, there was like this ending scene where I wasn't too thrilled about. Like I'm trying not to give too much away because I know Ella didn't see it. I don't want to spoil it. I know there's like the 2-week rule, but I'm not going to say anything just for you.
Thank
you. Nick Kroll, I was actually pleasantly surprised how well he blended in. And I'm not using that term negatively. I don't mean like, oh, he was just a boring background extra supporting role character that doesn't matter. No, I mean like he actually blended in nicely with these more serious role. It was much different for him. He brought some comedy to it. He definitely was playing a more comedic role, but this is not really a comedic film. So, he brought that nice balance, and I think he actually did a good job. I would love to see him in something a little bit more serious. Same thing with Harry Styles. I'm excited to see My Policeman, just because the trailer looks a little bit better in terms of the acting abilities. But yeah, I mean, that's really all I gotta say. The plot twist was okay. I kind of saw it coming a little bit. There was some cool extended metaphors about kind of, this idea of like, I don't know what you would call it, but like I guess like women sort of succeeding and triumphing. That's not a word, but I'm trying to what I'm trying to say. Like, I think it was a good message. You know what I mean? Especially if you want to pertain it or relate it to like, women in the film industry specifically. So there was some good stuff happening. That's all I'm going to say on that. I feel like I'm taking too much time.
Right, so Ella, I know you didn't see it. I did see it, but I am talking about some other things later, so I'm not going to say too much about it. Bryce, did you see the movie, and do you have any thoughts on it?
I did, and honestly, you pretty much said it all. Honestly, like there's nothing much I can really add. The way you feel about it is exactly the way. I felt
like it
about
it wasn't anything special, but like it wasn't like. I mean, it wasn't bad. I wouldn't say it was bad.
I would honestly I would just go as far as to say I would see it again. It's not like I wouldn't see it again.
Yeah,
it's just
I agree.
I wouldn't say this is like the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Right, like it wasn't like I was kind of expecting something really big, and I was like super pumped for it. But maybe my expectations were too high. I think people were overhyping it,
Right.
especially because it's obviously like with the Harry fans. Like
Yeah.
obviously people are gonna be like doing that.
And now we're going to be getting into some movie news. So first on our list, I believe, is Andrew with some Oscars-related news. Andrew, take it away.
Yeah, I don't know whether to be excited about this, but I was scrolling through Instagram and I came across this bit of news here. Jimmy Kimmel has been announced as the host for the 95th Academy Awards. The Academy Awards Instagram says, "Welcome back. Tune into ABC to watch the Oscars live on Sunday, March 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern." That's a direct quote. That is not a call to action, folks. Last year's hosts were Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes, and Regina Hall. The 94th Oscars also featured the infamous Will Smith, Chris Rock slap that shook the internet and the world and Chris Rock's face. We'll see how this year's Oscars go. It should be fun. Lots of great movies in contention and many more to come as we approach 2023. So like I said, I don't know whether to be excited about Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, he's a funny guy, I guess, but I don't know. I'm kind of getting tired of his show. I think it gets a little bit too politicized for me. Like he just brings too much of like what I don't want from a talk show personally.
I think that's kind of been the problem with the Oscars the last few years is like we're here to watch the awards, and last year they cut multiple categories and it still was like the longest Oscars ever because they spent so much time just goofing off basically.
Right. Like I think I would love to see it more. Like I just want them to talk more about movies. I want it to be an appreciation of the art.
Right.
I want them
Let's go. Like it becomes from movies till midnight.
A lot of people were speculating about this. I don't want to throw in conspiracies, but a lot of people were speculating this Chris Rock slap was fake because they're trying to bring in viewership, and I get that. But let's it's the same thing that's happening to the Hollywood industry right now. I'm gonna go on a tangent right now. I'm sorry, but like it's becoming too gimmicky and too like, oh, let's get money, let's get viewers to watch this, and it's hurting the art. I'm not gonna get too much into that because that's a conversation for probably another day. I'm going to move on to something else. Aaron Paul has legally changed his name to Aaron Paul.
His name wasn't Aaron Paul before?
His name wasn't Aaron Paul. Well, all right. His name was Aaron Paul Stortevant. I apologize, Aaron Paul, if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Breaking Bad star Aaron Paul. He changed his name now. So he legally changed his name to his stage name, basically, is what happened. I thought it was kind of funny to say it that way. That's all.
It's funny you actually say that because Rainn Wilson, we know him as Dwight Schrute from The Office. He actually changed his name also to Rainfall Heatwave Extreme Winter Wilson to highlight the melting Arctic.
Right.
Now, is this for a good cause? Yes. Was this necessary? Reasonable people could disagree.
Yeah.
I don't think he needed to do this, but I see the point he's trying to. That's a lie. I don't see the point he's trying to make, but
dude, okay, so I'm not gonna lie, that intro that little bit was totally scripted. If you couldn't tell, Bryce, you're a great actor.
What are you talking about?
No, no, it wasn't. It was totally real and natural. But I will say,
magicians never.
Imagine this. Ready? Imagine the credits rolling for some show that this man gets on.
The Office,
and you see Rainfall Heat Wave Extreme Winter Wilson.
Why would you lie, Bryce? Why would you write this?
But yeah, I think it's like absurd. It was. I think it's totally important to be talking about climate change. That's great and all, but this was totally unnecessary for me as well. I want to talk about the John Wick 4 trailer a little bit. Has anybody here seen any of the John Wick movies?
I
Bryce?
haven't actually seen
No.
it.
Bryce, do you have any like context for this? Because I haven't even seen it at all. And then I also heard about another John Wick spinoff called Ballerina with Ana de Armas. Has begun filming currently in Prague, and Keanu Reeves is apparently reprising his role in that as well. So, do you have any?
Yeah, so
anything to add?
John Wick is definitely an acquired taste. I personally just like the movies. I like
It's like action, right?
it is
It's like
action, and it is. And I mean, I personally like them, and I mean, I don't really. It's not one of those things where I can say something to convince someone who doesn't like John Wick to like it. It's just you either like it or you don't like it. When I saw the trailer, I mean, I'm excited for it because I just like it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'll have to give it a watch now that I have heard this is. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where like you hear something new kind of come. That's what actually prompted me to watch The Matrix, also with Keanu Reeves, was because of the new Resurrections movie, which I ended up not seeing anyway because I just loved the first one so much. I was like, why would they ruin this? But yeah, so that's what I have to say for that. Other announcements, we got Red One, which I guess is like a Santa Christmas Claus. What did I just say? Santa Claus Christmas movie. I said Santa Christmas Claus
is
movie.
his middle name.
Sorry
I
about
guess.
that. What the heck? That's starring Dwayne Johnson, apparently, J.K. Simmons, and Chris Evans. So this looks kind of interesting. I imagine it's some kind of like weird, like aggressive take on Santa and the elves. Like it's gonna be some kind of like, I don't know. I'm picturing in my head like Dwayne is like the head elf, but he's like huge, and he just goes around and he's like the bodyguard of Santa. And there's gonna be some kind of weird spy action kind of hijinks occurring. That's my thought. Which it sounds kind of silly.
Chris Evans, sexiest man alive.
Yeah, whoa.
Look
This is
at
also
him.
news I completely
Look at
forgot
him.
about. I didn't include. Good for him.
Yeah. Wait.
I love Chris Evans.
Yeah, I forgot what that was for a second. I was like, I'm sorry?
Yeah, no, at first I thought you were just pointing it
No,
out.
no.
But then I realized that, that's actually
Yeah,
true.
he actually was officially awarded that, I believe, right?
Yeah, yes, he was awarded Sexiest Man Alive.
What an award to be awarded,
Right.
right? Like, what a, yeah.
That's great.
and so Leonardo DiCaprio's birthday was this past Friday. He turned 48 years old, and in 2023 he's gonna be in a movie called Killers of the Flower Moon, directed by Martin Scorsese.
He's 48?
Yeah.
And like
He's old now.
I've been hearing about this movie Killers of the Flower Moon for like the past 2 years.
Yeah, it was supposed to
Oh,
come out
really?
yeah, they were supposed to start filming it in early 2020 for like release the next year, and then obviously COVID happened, so they couldn't do it. And then it was gonna get filmed in 2021, and then De Niro like hurt his ankle or something while on set or something, so they had to push it back. And then it was supposed to come out this fall, and then Scorsese decided to push it back, presumably so it could get, like qualify for Cannes and stuff like that next year.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he's trying to get the award
Wow.
buzz or something, I guess.
Oh, yeah. All right. That's cool. I'm excited to see it, though.
I
Obviously,
am.
everybody loves
Mm.
Martin Scorsese. Everybody loves
We
the
do
leading
love
man,
Scorsese.
Leo. We love it.
Mhm.
This next little bit is a little bit kind of sad. I'm sorry to bring down the mood a little bit, but I did want to bring this up because for me, this hit home a little bit. The voice actor Kevin Conroy, who is best known for voicing Batman in Batman, like the animated series and some other video games and stuff.
He's been Batman for a while.
Yeah, he's been everyone's favorite Batman, and he recently passed away at the age of 66. I think he just did something so amazing for this character, and for me personally, like I grew up watching the animated series. I'm not a video game person, so I've never played any of the games with him as the masked vigilante, but this was he was in a nostalgic, that's a nostalgic show for me, you know what I mean? And also with Mark Hamill as the Joker as well. I know they kind of work together, like they worked hand in hand as well.
Yeah, both. Yeah.
It was just unfortunate to hear that Kevin Conroy passed away. Like, what a, talented and iconic voice actor. So yeah, all right. Moving on.
I was scrolling on TikTok today, and I saw.
What a lead-in.
Sorry. I saw that they're making a new Hunger Games that's supposed to come out a year from now in 2023. It's apparently a prequel for those who have seen the movies of President Snow, about how he kind of becomes like, the head of all the districts. It has a good kind of like cast here. It has Hunter Schafer playing like this kind of person that Snow mentors, Rachel Ziegler from the new West Side Story,
I
Viola
love her.
Davis, and of course Peter Dinklage, because what is a period piece in a dystopian world without Peter Dinklage?
Yes, we
So,
love
you
Peter
know.
Dinklage.
We do love Peter Dinklage.
No, did you guys know this? Rachel Zegler, she lived a town away from me.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, and this was like, it was like this big deal when everybody found out that she was in the West Side Story, because a lot, like, people were like, oh my god, like, we actually know her.
That's really cool.
Sort of, not really.
She's
at all.
really talented.
but she's very
Yeah.
talented. I think. And
Did
that's
she win
exciting to
Best
see her.
Actress?
I heard that-
something, I think,
No.
right? Or
No.
She did not.
She was
her-
nominated.
Who was the what's the character's name? Danny, I feel like you would know this. She won supporting actress for West Side Story.
I don't
You know
know.
who
I
I'm
didn't watch the
talking
new
about.
one.
no, I know who the
what?
character
I didn't watch
is.
the new West
It's
Side Story.
Anita. It's the person who plays
Anita,
Anita.
yes, I don't remember the actress' name. I'm so sorry, but yeah, she won the best supporting actress for West Side Story, as she should have. I think that was well deserved. I love that movie. But yeah, Rachel Zegler, very talented. I actually saw somewhere else that she's gonna be in like a Snow White live action
they're
remake as
remaking
well,
Snow White again.
which I heard about that from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is like the perfect time for a Hunger Games resurgence. I think it's just like, overthrowing the Capitol.
Wow.
But, I feel like
okay.
this is fun.
Disclaimer:
I'm
we
excited.
are not
I'm
advocating
excited
for
for it, too.
This is not a call to action.
It's not a call to action, guys. I just think it's perfect time. And
Yeah.
the fashion looked so cool. Like, they were wearing, like, skirts, like the men.
Oh,
So it
interesting.
was like,
Very cool.
Yeah. Speaking of new movies in action franchises, I
Nice
saw.
segue.
Yeah, I know, right? Segues maybe are not that difficult. I don't
We'll
know.
be exploring this topic.
Yeah.
Subtly throughout.
Yeah, so new movie that just came out 2 days ago, I think, was Black Panther 2, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Just heads up, this is going to be spoiler free because I know the movie just came out. A lot of people probably have not had a chance
I'm gonna
to see it.
I'm seeing it tomorrow.
Seeing
I'm
it
so
tomorrow?
excited.
Yeah, so I will do my absolute best to not spoil anything. Yeah, so this movie was the sequel. The original Black Panther came out in 2018. It got a ton of it did really well at the box office. It's a Marvel movie. I think did it get a Best Picture nomination? I feel like
I don't know about best.
I don't think a
Picture.
Best
I
Picture
thought
nomination.
maybe I'm making that up. I don't know. It got like a lot of praise regardless. So this sequel was already at the top of a lot of people's watch lists. And then unfortunately in the summer of 2020, lead actor Chadwick Boseman passed away from cancer, which was extremely sad. And not long after that, Marvel and Disney came forward and basically said, we're still making the sequel, but we're not recasting his character, and we're not going to use deepfake CGI or anything like that to bring him back.
So thankful for that.
Yeah, which was a good call. Having seen the movie, that definitely was, I think, the right decision. Not just ethically in theory, but also like it's. Just
because like who can you can't like
yeah
it's not gonna be good.
Yeah, for basically everybody, he is that character in the same way that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Iron Man like forever, like
Right.
regardless of if you did recast him or something, like he is that character, So I went in to Wakanda Forever with very minimal expectations because I hadn't really seen any of the trailers or anything going in, so I really did not know what to expect. I didn't know how they were going to I guess deal with Chadwick's death. So going into it with minimal expectations, I came out very, very pleased. There was a lot of, obviously they dealt with the repercussions of his character's passing in that universe a lot. So as to be expected, it was a very, very emotional film. But what they didn't do was they didn't go over the top with it, whereas like every sentence was, oh yeah, by the way, the original Black Panther is not in the movie anymore. Be sad now. So they did a good job with that. What they did was they took side characters from the first movie, like Black Panther's mother, his sister, and basically made them more fleshed out main characters and gave them a lot more to do, which was really great. The other good thing that I liked about it was that unlike a lot of other recent MCU projects, they didn't really rely that heavily on cameos. For anyone who's been watching basically any of the Disney Plus shows, same with Star Wars, they just love to throw random cameos in for little to no reason these days. So in this movie, there were 2 cameos. I'm not saying who, obviously, but one of them was done really, really well, and one of them was kind of pointless. But yeah, I thought it was not quite as good as the first one, because the first one, in my opinion, that's like one of the best MCU movies, maybe one of the best superhero movies of the decade. But it was really well done and very emotional, and I'm trying to I'm trying to think of what else to say without spoiling it, honestly, because like so much of it is like
I think I can I have a prediction in my head.
I can't confirm or deny whatever it is, but
of what I think the cameo that you're saying was done, like, or that wasn't like that necessary. I don't know if I should say it though, in case, because I don't know if, like, I don't like speaking predictions into existence that, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like, I don't want to
once
say
the mic's off, you can say it if you
right,
want. But
maybe I'll just say it like later. I don't know. I kind of want it to be like, I don't know. Can I say my prediction? Is anybody going to be like?
Sure. I just won't be able to confirm.
Yeah,
or
don't
deny
confirm
it.
or deny
I'll
this.
just say nothing.
My prediction is, Michael B. Jordan comes back in like that what's that like the world that like that's not like their heaven,
the ancestral plane.
Ancestral plane.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
Oh, you
Did
think
he
he's
die?
in the?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he died in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just good. That's my prediction. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong.
I cannot
Who
confirm
knows?
or deny if you're right
Also,
or wrong because the 2-week spoiler rule.
Got your research here. Academy Award nomination for Best Music, Original Score, and Best Picture.
Yeah.
Black Panther. Yeah,
They did have
it
good
was a really
music.
good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, the music was so
I-
good. That was my favorite
Yeah,
part.
the music
I think.
was very
Yeah.
good.
I think the
Soundtrack.
score, the soundtrack was my favorite part about that
Mhm.
movie. I loved it. It really brought it to
yeah.
life.
Oh, that just reminded me. Another thing I really liked about this new one is I feel like this has to be mentioned just because of the fact that like every other MCU project since Phase 4 started has been kind of criticized for this. I thought the CGI was pretty convincing because
Okay.
for a lot of the projects, like She-Hulk specifically came under fire a lot for this over the summer. The CGI in Marvel products has not been that great. It has not been up to scratch from what it used to be. But I thought for the most part in this new installment into the universe, I thought it was really, for the most part, really well done.
I feel like the movies, like these big movies, they're gonna put a lot into.
Yeah.
The shows, I think that they're like, I don't want, not to say that they're lazy, but it's just, I think it might be just a budget thing. They're trying to do things that are too big that
They're
don't
rushing
have
so much stuff out
and
there.
they're
They don't-
rushing
they,
it.
Yeah, they don't have
They're
the
rushing it, so
manpower
it's
to
not
do
looking
everything.
that
Yeah.
great. You know what I mean? That's kind of yeah.
So yeah, number score I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10, closer to an 8 probably. Because I'm feeling generous because I've had such minimal expectations because of the fact that the lead actor is not in the movie
Right.
anymore. Unfortunately.
What was your letterbox rating?
I think I rounded it up to a 4 because it's
Okay.
between a 3.5 and a 4, but I
good.
feel generous, so I'm giving
I'm
it.
excited to see it.
4.
A lot of
Yeah.
people have been saying good things.
I would say probably the best MCU show movie since Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah, that was really. I actually really loved that movie.
That was
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, we should
cried
just do a
so
whole
hard.
episode in the future, just Marvel.
We will.
Stuff,
We definitely
honestly.
have to. I feel like
Yeah.
there's so much to unwrap.
So I have another movie to talk about, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us to a quick break because we have a whole massive 10 movie list to get to for the rest of this episode. Is that okay with you guys if we go to a quick break and then
Let's do that.
we'll come back?
Sounds good to me.
So the song that I'm going to play, this is a direct message for my father, who probably is not listening right now, but I don't know, he might be listening another time. This is a song from his all-time favorite movie, and it's "My Heart Will Go On" from Titanic.
Oh.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you.
All right, you're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I don't know why I said it like that. Anyway, so we got through the news. We had a lot of news. We got through the Titanic soundtrack.
Lovely.
Right, big high-grossing movie. You know, everyone likes Titanic.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Happy
Leonardo
birthday.
DiCaprio. Yeah, we're having a
Leo.
DiCaprio
Wait, that's
theme day.
perfect. That's actually it worked out
Happy
so
birthday
well.
to Leo. So let's get into the main part, our main event for the evening. Last week we did our top 10 favorite movies. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about our top 10 least favorite movies, and hopefully we're able to actually talk about all of them in depth this time, because we kind of went on a long rant about Tarantino last time. My prediction going in is that most of us are not going to have, like, there's going to be very little overlap. I feel like we're going to have very different lists. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, mine are controversial.
Yeah, I have a couple controversial ones. I'm debating whether or not to start with a controversial one, but I don't think I will. I think I'm going to start with my actual least favorite movie first.
Okay.
Which is, I would say drumroll, but that would probably blow the mics out. My least favorite movie of all time is the Jim Carrey Grinch movie.
Oh my God.
You're going to love my... Okay, sorry.
So, this is a movie I have never understood why people like.
I agree.
I don't
agree
get...
so
I
hard.
don't understand what... Like, it takes... Okay. All right.
All right, let's take it. Everybody,
Compose
everybody.
yourself.
Yeah,
Deep
deep
breath,
breaths.
guy.
Okay, I'm trying not... This is the least fired up you're going to hear me today, I'm sure. So, the Grinch book is like 20 pages.
Wait, there's a
Or
Grinch
something.
book? Oh my gosh.
It's
oh, wait,
a
of course
Dr.
there's a
Seuss
Grinch
book, and
that was
been?
that was a very stupid thing to say.
So,
I apologize.
the-
but like, I forgot because I just
The
like, love movie.
best-selling children's book, How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss, Andrew, is like 20-something pages long. It's not long.
I forgot
Right.
it's a book.
The original Grinch short, the animated one, is like 25 minutes long.
Yeah.
And the live-action Grinch is like an hour 40. So, I don't get it. I don't understand why people like this movie other than childhood nostalgia. I don't get it. It's not well written. It's not funny. Jim Carrey, like, I don't think Jim Carrey's that funny for the most part. I don't think
In
he's
general, or just in this
just
movie?
specifically in this movie, but just in general, he's better. Like Eternal
got bad
Sunshine, he's
takes.
great in that. Truman Show, he's great in that.
Yeah.
But he just so often does that thing where he
Yeah.
does. I'm not going to try to do the face because I can't do it. But like he does like the faces and the voices, and it's just like it just
When
gets
he
under my
played the
skin.
Riddler, it wasn't that good either.
Yeah, he just gets under my skin, and this is just Jim Carrey doing Jim Carrey things.
It's so...
And it's not even like so bad that it's entertaining to laugh. Like it's just not a good movie,
No,
and
it's
it
not.
makes me angry that people
But
like
if you
this
want to
movie.
watch something for childhood nostalgia, watch the original animated,
Yeah.
the little animated one that's so cute and lovely.
Yeah.
And enjoyable.
The actually good one that
The good
didn't feel
one.
the need to add like a
one-
million stupid subplots that go nowhere.
Hey, like, I don't know.
To be-
I like
to be-
putting it on in the background.
To be fair, I don't think anybody watches The Grinch because they genuinely like. I think they just watch it because of what you said, childhood nostalgia.
Honestly, yeah.
And
Right.
and because I really don't think anybody watches The Grinch and thinks to themselves, "Oh, you know what?
This is great cinema right
You know
here.
what?
This is
Oh
cinema."
my god. Where's the best picture for this?
Yeah.
Can I say mine next? Because mine kind of branches
Yeah,
off of
we
this.
can go and we can kind of popcorn over.
You're gonna.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry for skipping you two on the ends
I'm
here,
so-
but
I'm
I
so-
have
I'm so
mine.
excited
Mine
'cause I
branches
know.
exactly off of this one.
I'm so.
Everyone knows what I'm gonna say. The Cat in the Hat, 2003
Yes!
live action.
Oh my God.
Mike Myers. It's like the same movie.
I
basically.
love the Cat-
It's
I
the
don't love the
weirdest
Cat in the Hat.
thing. It's so weird. Why is this a movie? It's horribly written. It does the exact same thing as How the Grinch Stole Christmas live action. It's the same thing,
but worse.
but worse. It's the humor it's not funny. It's terribly acted. I love Mike Myers, but this is not a good movie.
I'm going to disagree with you.
You think
I think from a technical standpoint, it's far, far, far worse, and it's far more insidious.
it's horrible.
However,
It's an
if you go
atrocious
into
watch.
it watching it ironically,
Okay.
it is one of the most fun movies.
I'm not gonna
that you
lie.
can
When I
watch.
was a little, I'm not gonna lie. This movie actually terrified me. I think I was actually, I had nightmares about this
Yeah.
movie.
I
think.
didn't watch it when I was a kid. My experience with
It's
this was
gross,
it was on. I
too.
forget what movie it was for, but it was on like. I mean, we were all kids when DVDs were still a thing, right?
Yeah,
You put the
of course.
DVD and there'd be like the unskippable like 20 minutes of like
Right.
commercials for other
Yeah.
movies that were
yeah.
coming out.
Yes.
And on one of the ones that I like watched over and over as a kid, that was one of the commercials,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What is this?" So I didn't actually ever watch it. Until a few years ago, when me and
No,
my
you did
friend
not.
Jake is probably not. I don't actually know if he's listening, but Jake, you watched this with me, and it was insane, and it was a
Yeah.
beautiful,
Looking at
experience.
it on Drew's computer, it's like Uncanny Valley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like, I
it
just
is.
don't-
it's like if they did
Look at
Cats
this.
but with practical
Oh,
effects.
who is this kid? Who is
It
this
makes me
actor?
sick to my
Who is this
stomach.
actor? Who's the actor who played the little boy?
Oh, I
He
don't
was
know.
in
I know
the-
Dakota
he was in-
Fanning's the girl. I
He was
remember.
in the Santa Claus movies. Those 3 movies. He played the elf. He
Stop.
played one of the elves, like the head elf
Oh,
or
that's
whatever.
amazing.
Yeah, I remember that. But I don't know his name.
Yeah.
But oh my god, the humor's awful.
Yeah.
The set design is
Ugh.
obviously it's supposed to be weird, but it's like grotesque to look at. Look at this shot. Look at this frame that I'm looking at right now.
He's
Could you
like-
He's
describe
like
for our
jumping in
viewers
the
at
air
home what you're
with
what are
like
you
this like
looking at?
painted like hill background with
like,
like
creepy.
it's creepy to look at. I think.
Should I go?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ella,
Guys.
I'm taking too long on the.
Yeah, Bryson
Live
Ella,
action
rock, paper, scissors,
When
Dr.
shoot
this
next.
movie came out on Netflix, I was so excited.
Oh, so this
the
is new
movie
then.
is Blonde.
Okay, I can take
called
this off
my
my list then.
mom. I called my mom, and I was on the phone with my mom for about 2 hours screaming at her about how much I hated this movie. I feel like a man should never direct a movie about a woman who was exploited by men. Like, it's just like
Oh my God, I
you
feel
were
like I know
exploiting
this.
her the whole time, the whole movie. It was just god awful. Ana de Armas, I love her, but she was not Marilyn for me.
She was horrible.
I saw her. I didn't see Marilyn.
Yeah.
I could just go on. Like it was just like I can't even. With this one, like if someone asked me my least favorite movie, it's this one.
I'm not gonna lie.
So-
I saw Danny's review for this movie, and I was gonna watch it, but I ended up not because I was like, if it's that bad,
It's
I don't know what's going on.
exploitative, and it's not even like a kind of movie where it's good just on a filmmaking standpoint. It has some of the worst. I guarantee you right now, I'm calling it right now. It's going to get Ana de Armas is going to get a Best Actress nomination, and it's going to get a Best
Yeah.
Editing
They would do
nomination.
something like that.
And
Yeah.
the reason I say Best Editing is because if Bohemian Rhapsody can get a Best Editing win,
yeah.
when it had that one scene where it had like 30 cuts in a row that were
Yeah.
all unnecessary.
Are you talking about the table? There's like a
Yes,
table scene
where they're
that was,
sitting at
like,
the table
so
and there's like it's like a
unnecessarily-
bland dialogue
Oh my
scene and
God.
there's 30 cuts in a row
It's so
in like 2
bad.
minutes. Yeah, if that can win, I think Blonde, which can't decide if it wants to be black and white or color, how saturated it wants to be, or what the aspect ratio
Yeah.
of the movie wants to be, I think it's going to get a Best Editing nomination, if not a win. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah,
Wow.
100%. Like, what was the like? There was no like clear reason why it was changing between different
The
cameras.
only way
was
it makes
just-
some kind of sense is if you read like the interviews that the director gave, and he said he changed the color and the aspect ratio to mimic the photographs of Marilyn Monroe in real life, which were in different, which
I
were
just-
black and white in color and different aspect ratios.
If you were gonna spend money on a Marilyn Monroe movie, make it on her real life, or just don't make one at all. Because it was just like about the. It was like on the book. Like
yeah,
a fan
that's the other
fiction
thing. It's
about
based
her.
on a fan fiction.
Oh, that's weird. So it wasn't really even a biopic technically.
No.
Nope.
And she
That's
was never
weird.
pregnant that much. Like it
Yeah.
was just like whole.
It makes a
was-
lot of things
yeah.
up. That's something we could probably spend a whole hour on,
for
but
real.
we're not going to do that. Bryce, what is your least favorite movie of all time?
So my least favorite movie of all time is something called The Time Traveler's Wife. Now the
The
reason
fact that we
why-
never heard about this.
it's the
Probably
I don't-
does.
the
This is the
reason
same thing as your favorite movie from
Exa-
last time.
So the reason why I don't like this is because it's confusing, and it's annoying. It's creepy because it makes the idea of time travel seem so much more complicated than it actually is. So the premise of the movie is this guy, this librarian, has the ability to just jump through time, but unlike every other time travel movie, like you know how you can pick where you want to go,
Yeah.
he cannot.
So he just goes to random places.
So throughout his life, he just unexpectedly travels through time, and
Okay.
along the way, he meets his future wife. But the creepy part about this movie is that there's times where he meets her when she's a little girl, and when I say little girl, and when I say little girl, I mean we're talking like 6, 7, 8 years old, and he's like getting to know her when she's that young. Keep in mind, this is a grown man, and he's like bonding with this little. I'm like, dude,
But
this is so
I have a plot
weird.
hole. If he's jumping around in time, and he can't choose what time to go to, how does he have a wife if he can't go back in time to marry the girl?
Because
you know what I'm
so,
saying?
Like it,
Wait,
because every time
Time travel confuses
So
me.
every time, because he jumps from the past and the future, he keeps hopping back and forth. So every time he does something in the past, it impacts his future with his
Right.
wife.
Okay.
And you're gonna see, and the whole thing is that this
I have to watch this.
this disability causes him to ruin his marriage, and it just causes it's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wow. Sounds confusing.
So before I go on to my next one, Andrew, you'll enjoy this fun fact. The director, who I know I'm going to butcher his last name, so I'm not even going to try, directed 2 out of the 3 Divergent movies.
Which
The second and third one.
What's the name?
It's Robert Schwenkt. I'm pronouncing that horribly wrong. I apologize. I'm sure you're a really nice guy, but I can't pronounce your name. Sorry.
I have Divergent number 1 right here on my list.
Yeah, do you want to tell us a bit about that? We're going in a random order.
Neil
at this
Berger,
point.
yeah, I apologize if we're interrupting, but nope, not good. It's 2014 teen drama dystopian, and I get it. Some people are going to be like, "Oh, it's nostalgic. Oh, it's
Divergent was like my favorite movie as a kid. Like I don't.
Right, but it's not.
I will not watch it.
It's written horribly. Okay, the cinematography is like terrible. Like it's really bad. It's not really bad, but it's pretty bad. It's okay. The acting is just atrocious. I think that there's, like, it's just so. How do I put this correctly? Twilight Zone acted, like, it's just, to me, like, and I think maybe the problem is like you said, like I watched it like 2 weeks ago, so like obviously now as like somebody, like, I have some kind of understanding of what makes a good movie, and so this is not it, you know what I mean? Not too much to say, that's actually lower on my list, like if we're going in like an order, like I kind of skipped order in terms of like that, so it's lower on my list, but yeah. Danny,
that's understandable.
Number 2 for you.
I'm trying to think of what my number 2 should be. Okay, so this is one kind of going back to the theme we've already had. I cannot stand Titanic. Wow. I can't stand it. I don't know if it's my number 2, but this is one that I can say things about. I cannot stand this movie.
That's controversial.
I can't stand it. And here's why. First of all, I'm not a huge James Cameron fan. I think he's made some really good movies. I think he's made Titanic.
Just made Avatar.
He made Avatar. You know, he's made some truly iconic films, but like he's not like a Scorsese or someone like that who is like, this is my favorite director ever, you know, kind of thing. Where like I like his movies. If I'm watching a James Cameron movie, I'll go in with higher expectations just because of who he is. But like I'm not a huge fan of his. This is, I feel like, Leonardo DiCaprio before he started this is Leo DiCaprio when he was still like the teenage heartthrob era. Where like before he's like doing super serious roles and that kind of thing, where they were just kind of shoving him in wherever. Right. But like the worst thing about Titanic for me, and I'm partially biased because this is also the rest of my family hates this movie as well, so I'm partially biased. But my main reason for not liking this movie is because the actual story of the Titanic, right, with the actual boat sinking and all that, is interesting enough on its own to make a movie about. But instead, they shoved in this like romance plot line that takes up most of the movie, that's not interesting, that's boring, and it takes away from something that could have been a lot more interesting, and it's so long too.
Because it's not so you're saying like because it's not really about the Titanic.
Yeah, it's not about. It could literally.
So they could have called it something else.
Yeah. And also, there was definitely room on the door for both of them. Let's be real here. Leo did not have to stay in the water. He could have fit on the what is it a door, whatever it is. He should have been able to survive that movie at the end. I would say spoiler, except the movie's been out for like 30 years. Yeah. So you know what happens.
I think it's just like for a lot of people it's just like that's such a Titanic. It's such a great,
I also think the love interest, the love story, it makes the movie better because if you think about it, like you can't watch 3 hours of a ship sinking.
It doesn't need to be 3 hours. Then make it shorter.
Yeah. I agree, but
make it 2 hours.
Yeah, but I don't think the love story technically ruins the movie.
Yeah. See, I don't agree.
That's controversial.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
My second least favorite movie is the 2017 Baywatch. Because I like, I feel like we should have stopped making these movies. Like this is the premise of the movie, okay? It's the stereotypical ugly guy who really wants the hot girl who's a lifeguard versus the hot guy, Zac Efron, is forced to be friends with the ugly guy. Then the ugly guy ends up being really smart, and then the hot girl actually is secretly in love with him. So, it's like every single movie, and it's just like they were trying to make like a Seth Rogen like kind of like movie, and it just was not funny at all, and I I couldn't finish it. Like I was just like taken aback by how bad it was. And I
I did
don't
not
know if
watch
anybody
that.
saw that.
But don't you guys agree that good cinema is when Zac Efron takes his shirt off and runs down the beach?
You love that.
I love when that
that's
happens.
the slow-mo
in movies.
run.
That's my favorite.
You don't like that?
Oh, I love that. That's great. Bryce, what's your next one?
My next one is the Fantastic Four, but with Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan.
That's on my list.
Really?
2015, directed
This-
by Josh Trank.
Josh Trank
This
one, yeah.
exists?
This
Interesting.
every single second that I watched this movie for the very first time, I thought to myself, why was this made?
This is great. I love this.
Money.
Why was this made? Money.
Money.
This was
I can't go to the ending scene when they're at the ledge.
Well, they're trying to figure out.
and
It's
they're
like,
like,
guys, I got
and
it.
they're
What
like,
if?
the writing goes. It's like, wait, what's the? I don't even remember the line exactly, but it's like, it's literally they go.
No.
They go.
The thing.
I think we're. What is it?
No, the
It's
thing.
like-
The thing. The creature.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
goes. This is fantastic. And he's like, wait, what did you just say? He's like,
yeah, and then they
he goes,
cut-
and then
they
it's
cut-
fantastic.
and
And
it's
he's like, guys.
dun, dun, dun,
And then
the
Miles
credits
Teller.
roll.
Miles Teller literally goes after he says that. He's like, guys, I have an idea.
And then it cuts to the title. Yeah.
And it's like, come on, why did you do it?
That's
It
a
was
bad
That's on my
the
list
worst thing
too.
ever. But
That's interesting.
That's number 8
what
on my
funny.
list.
All right, we've had some overlap already. Interesting.
Yeah, there you go. I greatly concur with that one. I'm gonna move on to my. All right, this one's not also. This one's like, okay, this is very controversial. It's gonna be tough to explain because a lot of people are gonna be very upset with this.
Please do.
For some reason, I've had the obsession with saying that this movie is my least favorite movie. I don't think it really is, but I have to. I feel like I have to stick to it because I'm stubborn.
You're hyping this up very much.
Shrek.
Shrek?
I'm sorry.
I-
What?
I did hear you get a lot of backlash for this in our writing class. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
What?
Shrek is. I know it's surprising.
Oh, you know,
Listen.
explain.
Wow.
I'm gonna mute everyone else's mic. You're gonna explain
Listen.
yourself. You're gonna take
Listen,
a minute and you're gonna
listen.
explain
no,
yourself.
don't play on the spot like this. Shrek is bad.
Why?
You
that
can't just say
okay.
that.
Okay,
can't
the
just
writing
say.
is. I feel like I just don't like the jokes that much, and I think I watched it like. I think I was like when I had seen it, I was like not super thrilled about it. And then if I keep like hearing about it and stuff, and like the memes that surround it, and like I think like it's kind of like it's like gross humor, and I think that I get it's supposed to be silly, but I also have some trauma with this because in sixth
trauma?
grade I was I was in Shrek the Musical Junior.
Oh, so was I. Wait.
And I played Danny. Guess what character I played?
Donkey.
I don't know, but I have a guess.
Donkey.
Worse.
Lord Farquaad.
No.
Shrek.
Prince Charles. What?
Bryce. I played the gingerbread man.
Oh, I was gonna say
Wait. Do
that.
your voice. Wait. Do the gingerbread man
I can't
voice.
do it now.
Do it.
I'm far too old. That was 6th grade. I hit puberty as like after the minute after that show left. That went off.
In my head, I'm just
stage.
imagining all the.
But
lines.
listen,
I had to do that show twice.
listen, I think that like it's silly and it's fun. I think like the animation, it's for me, it's also a little bit weird. I get it. It's like made like it's almost like it's like the first Toy Story, except like the first Toy Story is like sweet and sentimental, whereas this one's just kind of like, for me, it's like I don't really like DreamWorks movies that much. I think that they're like not as very like I like how it like
the batting
Disney's,
average is very low.
Right, like Disney is so like heartwarming and sweet and like it's wholesome. Like this isn't really wholesome for me. It's just kind of silly. And I understand what they were trying to do with Shrek. Like I get it. It's like let's like retell the we'll make it sort of like fun and different from like the fairy tale stories that you love and know. But it's like Into the Woods did it so much better. You
Into
know
the
what I
Woods
mean?
is good.
So it's like.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel like I could do without
I
Shrek.
gotcha. Yeah.
And it's like Uncanny Valley too. Like I hate the animation.
Yeah.
I know it's
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 2001.
we'll
too.
It's
We'll-
2001.
we'll get over. It's like get over the time like that it was made and whatever. But no.
I understand your criticisms, even if you're wrong.
Shrek is a good laugh. It's a good
Yeah.
laugh.
Do you want to
Yeah.
rattle off 2 other ones because we have 9 minutes
Oh.
left?
Yeah.
'Cause-
The
so-
Emoji Movie.
Understand? All
That
right,
is
fair.
also
That's
on my
also a
list.
Fair
terrible, that's
enough.
a terrible
Fair
movie.
enough.
And then I have also here Scooby Doo live action 2002. That movie is such a joke. To me.
That, but it's such a joke that it's
That it's good.
That
It's
is
like
good.
can I also rattle another one off?
Yeah, rattle.
Sharknado. That's
No,
also
okay.
that's on my
no,
list.
we're
Because-
having this discussion
wait,
another time.
I had this
no,
preference.
No,
wait,
no.
I know, Danny. I know you like them, but wait,
You
I have
monster.
to preface. I never prefaced that what my list was made of because there's some things that are like silly and like that are on this list, but Sharknado is a technical disaster. But look at he's giving me the death stare right now. Listen, Sharknado's a technical disaster because the writing was
Yes,
terrible.
correct.
CGI was awful.
Correct.
The acting was bad.
Correct.
and
I agree
it
with
was
you
just
on all these
all
points.
around. It was all around. It was
But
very bad. But yes, I see what you're saying. It was because it's so
You
bad.
seem to think that all of those things are bad things, Edge.
because it right. So it has to be on my list because technically it's bad. Will I watch it? Will I watch it and have a good laugh at like the stuff that I'm not supposed to be laughing at? Yes.
I really
But that's because it's
think
bad.
Cinematic history was Abby Lee Miller getting eaten by a shark.
By a shark, yeah.
So
Yeah, it was.
I don't know about
When
that.
I love this, I do enjoy the scene when
They
the main
go to
character is
space.
standing in the air with a chainsaw.
They go to
my
space.
God.
and the shark swallows him whole, and he's still living. By
Which
the way,
time?
Which time? Yeah,
There's 6 of these
I'm
movies.
Sure there's,
I
Yeah,
own
that's also
all of them
testament
on
to how bad they
DVD.
are.
Oh my god.
there's
all of
6
them.
of them they decided to make.
All of them.
Anyway,
Yeah,
someone else
I'm
go.
gonna rattle 3 off, kind of rapid fire style. The Notebook.
Whoa, that's
That's my other
worse
hot
than
take
mine.
one.
That's worse than saying mine
That's
with
my,
Shrek.
that's my other hot take one. That movie
What?
movie. I've seen it once and it made me physically ill to watch for some reason. I don't know why. It just
Wow,
rubs me the wrong way. I don't.
That's so
I don't know.
audacious of you to say.
Yeah,
That's
I
even more so than
absolutely.
my Shrek.
No,
Like,
I'm gonna
what?
this
Let's
view does
judge
not
him. Judge him, everybody. What?
This view does
Boo this
not.
man.
This is my opinion, not the station's. But the Notebook is horrible. Anyway, my other two movies I'm gonna rattle off right now are Ghostbusters 2.
Agreed.
Not the remake, the Ghostbusters 2.
That's valid.
Because it completely ruins a perfectly good movie, which I think I put in my top 10. Or it was in someone's top 10, I don't remember. And then the other one I'm going to put is the Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet movie. Because just similar, on a technical standpoint, like you're updating Romeo and Juliet, right? It's hundreds of years old. Okay, you're going to update it for the modern day. I can get behind that. You're going to cast Leonardo DiCaprio. We're just having a Leonardo DiCaprio day, I guess. This
Happy
is
birthday.
The Leonardo DiCaprio themed day. It's his birthday with Titanic, this movie. I'm okay with that. But then change the dialogue. If you're going to update it and you're going to make it so it's modern times, why are they still speaking in Old English?
I kind of like it though.
I do.
I see what you're
kinda do.
saying.
Yeah, this is one where I'm also very much aware that I'm in the minority. I understand that.
No, I actually gotta get that.
But
I get that.
it's-
I get
yeah,
the
it's-
Notebook. No, but
Yeah, The Notebook is a horrible movie. Anyway,
Ella?
Bryce and Ellie go.
hello.
So, you guys are gonna hate me, but I watched The Lighthouse and I could not sit through it.
Yep, muting you right
So
now.
you
No.
know,
was
The
weird.
Lighthouse was
I didn't-
really just god awful, and I would never see myself rewatching it. But my
Really?
dad said he rewatched it and that liked it, but like I don't know.
I'm gonna be the
I'm
one
with you
Robert
on that
Eggers
one.
fan in this
That's not-
entire
It's
room.
weird. Yeah,
My
it's not
sixth
good. It's on my
or-
least favorite. I wouldn't put it on a least favorite list, but I think it is weird. Like it's
yeah,
it's just
total.
weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be the Robert Eggers stand in the room here. Jeez.
I didn't think it was. anything
I
great.
was so excited for Thor: Love and Thunder, and I saw it, and I've never been more
Oh,
disappointed in my
I didn't put. I
life.
forgot about how bad that movie
Like,
was.
Yeah.
the scene when all the when he like
The CGI
gave the
floating
kids
heads.
Thor, like no, like I'm so
It's
sorry,
so
Taika,
bad.
like you
It's
did
really
not give
bad.
in
Yeah,
that
I've
one.
never seen the internet turn that hard on a director than with Taika with this movie.
It was just like it's like we've grown up with the Marvel movies. Like, why are
Yeah,
you trying to
we
turn
really
it
have.
into a kids movie? Like,
Yeah.
I just don't.
that this just solidifies. We need to do a whole day show just talking about Marvel. I feel like.
We will.
the state of
because
Marvel.
there's so much to say.
I feel like we have a, for the audience, you guys obviously don't know, but we have a note of just everything we want to possibly talk about, and I feel like I think this is on the list. If it's not already, I'll go add it. But
yeah.
what are
Bryce.
two
One,
other movies? that
Oh
you-
no.
One-
Yeah,
oh, I have one
Say
other
one
one.
Oh
more.
yeah, one other one. Right.
So, I feel like Fear Street was very hyped up, and me and my friends
never
watched
saw
the
it.
first Fear Street. We got about like maybe 10 minutes in, and we had to turn it to like 3x speed because like
You
we
didn't
could
like
not
Fear
get
Street,
through
really?
it. I hated it.
I enjoyed
I'm
it.
just like I don't know, like I'm a big like horror slasher like I don't know. I just didn't. All my friends were like, oh, it's so good, but I just like I couldn't sit through it. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah. Fascinating.
Hmm.
Bryce.
All right, so these are three of my Allegiant, Birth of a Nation, and this movie called The Florida Project.
The Florida. Okay,
Project,
this is just the day of just bad takes, I guess.
I don't
That's
like The Florida
that's
Project.
gonna be the name of this episode when we put it on the Spotify. By the way, for people who are not able to watch this live, we do have Spotify where we're gonna upload the stuff. This is not a call to action or anything, but yeah, just for archive purposes and everything like that. Yeah, but yeah, that's just gonna be the name of the episode. It's just the bad takes episode because everyone has had at least one
No,
beloved
Let the
movie.
man
I've never
speak
heard of the
about
Florida
Florida
Project.
Willem Dafoe
Yeah.
is he's good in it.
We love Willem Dafoe.
Everyone But the concept of it and everyone else in it is just not good. I don't like it.
Jeez.
What was the other one you said? Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's
absolutely.
understandable.
Well, that's like.
Well,
but you
yeah.
know what's weird though? You know what? This. All right. Don't take this the wrong way. I did give it 3 stars on Letterboxd because like it was a technical achievement though. Like you that's why
Yeah.
that's why people show it in classes and
I feel like
that's
that's
why you
the kind
learn
of
about it. That's
movie-
why you study about it.
That's definitely.
But
the
yes,
argument.
I feel like that's the kind of
terrible.
movie that when I do, if I
Terrible,
do ever watch it,
terrible.
when I do watch it, I'm just not going to be able to rate it because, like,
Yeah.
I nobody has watched it in full. Like,
yeah,
come
no
on.
one wants
Come
to
on.
sit through that willingly.
I haven't
yeah.
watched it in full.
Yeah.
You've only watched bits and pieces in your film studies
Yeah.
class.
Yeah,
For similar, yeah,
Right.
that one's perfectly valid. What was the other one? Allegiant?
Allegiant.
Isn't that the other?
That's the
diver-
other
third
Divergent movie.
Divergent
What?
series?
Wow, I can't
Divergent
say I
is like
can't
bad.
say that.
This whole
one.
series is bad.
We're,
that
we're
movie.
also
to be a
we're also having a
Divergent
whole
so
day just
bad.
devoted to Divergent. I've decided
I
also.
love
Divergent
Divergent
slander.
with my whole
I love
heart.
it.
Divergent.
I don't agree with any of you.
Like you like when you say you like that, you liked all the
Okay,
movies
you know,
or just like
I didn't like
For
the
the
last
books.
one, but like
Yeah, it was
when I was a kid, like
Wasn't there supposed to be a
imagine
fourth
that. Imagine that.
No.
Like I wanted to be in it. Like no one
Yeah, I
else.
can see
like,
what
no
you
one
mean.
You
else.
wanted to be
It's
in
like,
the
I would be
dystopian
like-
society
yes, I would
where
be like,
we have to
guys, like,
fight to the
this
the
is
death.
I would
totalitarian
go.
overlords.
I don't know about you guys, but like
It's like when you watch like Harry Potter. You're like, oh come on, I want to be there.
And then
yeah.
you realize that
It was like my
maybe
Harry
it's not
Potter.
safe.
Maybe it's not safe. Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
I
No,
wouldn't
I
survive.
get what you mean, but like it's still bad.
I'll
Okay.
fight for my.
Yeah.
my
To
likeness.
backtrack quickly to Birth of a Nation, I'm gonna really quick buzz through this one because another hot take on my least favorite list, Gone with the Wind.
Whoa.
I do not like Gone with the Wind.
Is it just because it's really long? or
It's
is it-
because it's really long. It's because I don't think the story is particularly interesting. And because I don't like the fact that it's like 90% Confederate revisionist history. That's not fun, and that's not something that, like, it's not as outwardly hateful as something like Birth of a Nation seems like it is, but, like, it does not, like, I kind of can't watch it and put that
Right.
aside and be like, oh, I'm watching this just to, like, you know, I'm not going to agree with the viewpoints of this movie, but, like, I'll watch it and maybe I'll enjoy it or whatever. Like, it's a movie I'm just not able to do that with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I put
unfortunately.
this one on my list, but like I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember it not being that great. Like it was forgettable.
Mhm.
And you're gonna be so shocked to hear this.
What's that?
Hook.
As in the
1991.
Steven Spielberg
As in
one?
the Steven Spielberg
With Robin Williams?
version of Peter Pan.
Mm.
like my
I think
childhood.
the writing was like weird as far as I remember. Like it wasn't like the story was weird. They changed like why would you try and do
I'm
Peter
going to
Pan
pause you real
differently?
quick. Where you're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. We're in the middle of going over our top 10 least favorite movie list. It's the top of the
It's
hour.
currently midnight.
It's currently midnight. We made it to midnight.
we,
Yeah.
we didn't get through our whole list, but it's time to go.
Yeah, I mean, there's no one after us. We want to, like, really quick go through, like, our, like, one last one since, like, you're doing your
Yeah,
last one right there.
That
like-
was my last.
yeah.
No, that was not my last one. I
Or
have,
one of your, like, a last one for today.
That was my last one
because
for
seeing as
today.
yeah.
Bryce.
That was good. That was my. I'm
Yeah,
doing
Bryce and Ella, what is your last least favorite one that we can buzz through?
good. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I put Onward.
Really?
What's that?
Wow.
Wait, what's on?
Onward's
That's the
like
one with the weird.
It was the last Disney
Animated.
movie that
Animated.
came out before COVID. So in my
Oh.
theater, we had this Onward poster up for about a year, and I don't know, just the brother just made me just annoyed.
Chris-
I hated
Chris-
it.
Chris
I
Pratt.
he made me so
Mario
angry.
himself.
So we have to talk about that another day. That made me
yeah.
chuckle.
So yeah, this has been Movies Till Midnight. If you're tuning in with us live, thank you very much for staying up late and watching it with us. If you're watching on the Spotify or the YouTube, thank you very much for watching. We will be back next week. We haven't decided on what our theme is going to be yet, but we will definitely get there. So signing off, I'm Danny Krastic, and this has been Movies Till Midnight.